Hello, my name is Bozo, and I like drawing comics. I don't like talking. However, this is a work stream. I'll be working on the comic that I'm currently working on this stream. The comic is called Bad Neighborhood, and it's a Resident Evil 2 and other zombie genre-inspired comic. And yeah, just a quick recap of the story in case you've never been here before. It's, like I said, Resident Evil 2 inspired. Right now they are at the point where they're in the police station. Things have been shuffled around a little bit. I just gender bent everybody just because I thought it was funny. Right now the main antagonist is going to be the police chief. She's locked them into the police station right now. And right now they're speaking with Marlene, who's giving them a rundown of why the city is infected. And that the police chief, is a bad person and working with the Parasol Corporation umbrella, and that Leona needs to kill her. Basically, I mean, they need to be safe. They need to get rid of that police chief, and that Claire sister, Christina, has been missing, and they're gonna figure out what's going on with her in the next thing. So yeah, let's get into actually doing the work. So I got page 23 up here, and I'm going to be doing the lettering right now, which should be hopefully pretty quick. There's a good amount of dialogue here, but it's pretty straightforward, with the exception of just a couple of things I just need to shuffle around a little bit. Mainly the part where Marlene just tells them about the monsters in I believe the West Wing or something like that. Yeah, where the armory's at. I just need to shuffle that around a little bit, so that it might flow a little bit better versus how I had it done in the storyboard. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this, and then we're going to go to the storyboard the next page, and get started on drawing it. See how much we can take care of in this hour I have separated. Scheduled out for working on the comic. So let's go ahead and get started. I normally don't talk too much once I'm drawing, just because it's a little bit difficult to talk and draw at the same time. Can't handle thinking, drawing, and talking at the same time, so it gets a little bit tough. All right, so let's get to work. Kind of thinking about like how she's gonna. I mean, she's basically telling her that she needs to kill the police chief. Kind of just wrote in that speech bubble, just kind of kill chief, kill the chief. I think I'm probably just gonna go for something very simple. I can't really do very much in the. I don't want to make huge speech bubbles and waste a lot of time on this one. I can just keep the story moving forward, and hopefully get this comic actually finished, which would be one of the goals I've had for like the longest time, to actually have something finished, even if it's all crooked and badly drawn, but at least it's finished. And then move on to some of the other stories I'm thinking about doing, or some of the old projects I had before that could come back and I can just restart them. So I think in this case, I'm just gonna stick with the easiest way. Just kill the chief. Don't hesitate. Kill the chief. And avenge your police comrades. That she killed, etc. Something around those lines. So I'm wondering if I could just keep the name Cheap Irons or just switch it to something else. Be a good little kind of switcheroo. Cheap Aluminum? I'm just gonna call her Chief Wooden, or Chief Wood, or something like that. Just Chief Ironwood, there you go. Let's just do it that way. Something like, I don't know, she killed Chief Ironwood, don't hesitate, she killed those civilians in cold blood, she needs to pay. Something along those lines. Maybe use a bad word or so. I don't know, but to be honest, I don't really like the use of bad words too much in movies and comics and stuff like that. Sometimes it just feels very forced, like it's coming out of a character or the actor who can't really play it off that kind of tough talk with bad words too much. So I don't know, probably just gonna stick to no bad words, because I think it just works a little bit better. Something like, she killed those officers, or she killed her officers and those civilians in cold blood, and it's kind of that second speech bubble, kind of what I should fill it up with. Yeah, something along the lines like make her pay or something like that. I think it's probably going to be the best. something like that. And now I guess she's gonna tell him about the West Hall Armory or something like that. And I had planned for her to kind of give her a warning about the monsters that are in that. The zombies are a little bit different in that part of the building. Something along the lines with the chief won't go over there. That they'll be safe in that area, but they, obviously not going to be safe from the the special infected that are in that area. So kind of something like that before she hands her beret that just magically changes color. Yeah, something like that. There's something along the lines of there's an armory in the West Hall. Something like that I think is going to be the one what I'm going to go ahead and do. I don't know, this speech bubble, I just kind of put it in there because I thought it would just fill out the panel a little bit more. I'll just have Leona kind of channel her inner snake and just be an armory. Something along those lines, just to fill in the speech bubble. Just this kind of speech bubble is going to be like, oh, but be careful, there's monsters there. But the police chief won't go to the West Wing because she's scared of the monsters, something like that. I need to fit all of that into just these two little small speech bubbles. So let me just think about how I can just kind of compress that into just, basically I just want to bring the idea that there's monsters in that West Hall. I kind of don't even need to bring up the police chief. I think I'll probably just skip that over because it's kind of weird if she just says that there's monsters but doesn't really elaborate on on them. It's just like, hey, there's monsters in the West Hall. By the way, here's a beret. I don't know, something like that. Or she can just give them some information about how to access the whatchamacallit, the armory. Let me just think about this real quick. Trying to think of what I can write in there. I mean, it's kind of redundant. I mean, if there's an armory, obviously there's weapons inside of there. I don't know. I'm trying to think about which would be the best thing to put in here. Originally out here is just, you know, something about the chief won't go into that area because of the monsters, but it just, I just feel it doesn't flow right, because the next panel is about her, you know, giving her beret to Leona to kind of, you know, she's in charge now, I guess, police-wise. So I think the monsters, mention of the monsters, that foreshadowing, is probably going to work better at the end of the next page, just to kind of lead up. So I'm kind of thinking about what could she say about the armory beyond that. I suppose you could just go with the redundant, just be like, oh no, you'll find weapons there that'll help you defend yourselves from the zombies or something like that. I think that's probably going to be about the best course of action, just because that just, even though it's kind of redundant, it just feels natural. I mean, it's also kind of the thing, you know, a kind of video game would end up saying, just like, oh, you know, there's guns there's guns in the gun closet, you know, that you can defend yourself with. If you put bullets in them, you know, they'll shit bullets. Something redundant along those lines. I think that's looking pretty good for this page. You're the only after celeb. Take it. Kill Chief Ironwood. Don't hesitate. She killed the civilians in cold blood. Make her pay. There's in the West Hall. There's an armory. You'll find weapons there to defend yourself. Also here, and I guess kind of the next page is going to be half of that kind of emotional moment of Leona, you know, saying goodbye to her career as a cop, I guess, because of the zombie outbreak, and also the other half just to kind of set up the special infected that are going to be in the West Hall. That's going to be something like that. So let's go ahead and open up a new page for page 24. So now is the kind of thing, like, I have to decide how many panels I want to dedicate to her. I mean, I could honestly just go for the laziest part and just, you know, she's put the beret on without much of setup, but then I could just have Marlene talking in the background. Oh, your uniform is complete. Since you're the only officer left, you have to look good, and I don't need the beret anymore because I'm dying. Something along those lines, and Leona kind of assuring her that she'll take the police chief Ironwood to the cleaners and make her pay for killing those civilians and her fellow police officers. And then kind of the last part of this page would be just that setup, that be careful the special infected that are in the West Wing, which is going to be just kind of like the liquor, something like that, just kind of a modified version of the liquor, whatever I can think of at that moment. Alright, so if we're going to go with that, we need a big panel here just to show Leona wearing the beret now. It's going to be a bit of a pain to draw that beret, especially on different angles, but I'll just have to just improvise. I mean, you'll get the more or less the idea of what I'm going with when you see the pages and the panels. Kind of the same way I've been drawing Marlene with her beret over here. You can see in the first page over here. I mean, you can kind of get an idea that's a beret or something on her head. Also in the last panel right here. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll complete Leona's outfit a little bit more. I think all character design, especially, I mean, for characters, they should be something, that could be cosplayed. And if it could be cosplayed, it's something. If it could be cosplayed and be recognized easily, I think it's a good design. Versus, something like, like Tomb Raider, which is just like a tank top. Like modern Tomb Raider, which is just like a tank top and jeans. It doesn't really. Very practical, very realistic, but it's not very recognizable because a lot of it's just kind of a very generic thing, kind of like the black t-shirt and jeans on a guy. It's not. It doesn't pop out, especially if they don't have any other accessories. It's going to be a big panel for the first thing, and just kind of thinking about what kind of shot should be in there. Hey Liam, how's it going? Yep, I started pretty late today, so yeah, you're just in time. Not too late today. So yeah, just kind of thinking of the shot. I think the easiest is going to be just kind of like a standard straight shot of Leona. I think it's probably going to be most effective because we do want to show just her wearing the beret now and taking that responsibility, I suppose, from Marlene to kill her boss basically. So let me just draw something in like that. Gonna put her hand over here. Nothing much. I just you didn't miss much. I was just finished lettering up this the last page over here, just with the letters. Just to kind of finish that up. Marlene kind of since she's dying, she just gave her beret over to Leona to complete her uniform because she's supposed to have a complete uniform, etc. And right now we're just storyboarding the next page, and just see where we're going. I kind of want to do, like I said before, just kind of do that last couple of panels just to warn her about the special infected, kind of like the liquors and all that stuff, and just other things I'll make up in the West Hall Armory where they need to go to get weapons, and just kind of Leona takes the beret because she's taking kind of the responsibility now to avenge her fallen comrades that were killed by Chief Ironwood and the civilians and whatnot. And, you know, also because, you know, I wanted to have Leon in a beret. Something along those lines. And, yeah, I'm just setting that up right now and see how it goes. Yeah, same. To be honest, I like the storyboarding process way more than actually drawing everything out. I just feel like that's the most fun part. Drawing is not that fun versus, you know, actually storyboarding. So yeah, I definitely do agree with you. But, you know, if I don't draw everything out, you know, it just kind of stays in a rough sketch. So yeah, fortunately, you know, I need to draw everything out, unfortunately. Something along those lines, like, you know, your uniform is complete, I won't be needing that beret anymore. And what leads on to the next panel. Kind of thinking of something like, you know, oh, you know, promise me you'll kill the police chief, but I think it's, I want to keep moving forward and not trying to go back to that. I mean, previous panel kind of set that up, you know, Leona kind of didn't disagree to it or anything like that, or didn't really hesitate. But yeah, something like that. And no worries, no worries. I really don't talk too much right now. I'm usually not talking very much. I'm talking a little bit more right now just because I'm not actually drawing and just kind of storyboarding, so I'm just kind of... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of revenge arc. Believes the police chief Irons in the original game, he was more of a nobody gets out of my city alive. So I was thinking, you know, I could have lean into that more for like the first part of the comic. It's kind of her, and, you know, the zombies kind of being the main antagonists to them, while, you know, they move on to the next part where I think I can go, yeah, but no worries, yeah. So like I said, you know, I'm talking a little bit more right now just because I'm actually storyboarding and just kind of just thinking out loud, basically, just so it's not just completely quiet here. Usually when I'm drawing, I'm more quiet just because I'm more concentrated on actually drawing. But yeah, right now for this next part, I think I can probably just start with her, like with Marlene telling them about the special infected in the West Hall. Yeah, because I don't want to stick too much to that. My main favorite RE character, I played Resident Evil 3 I think the most, so it's probably gonna be like either Jill or Carlos. They're probably like my favorites too. Hunk is also pretty good. I remember when I unlocked that his mode in RE2, the classics one. I never played any of the originals. I never played any of the remakes. Sorry, I played the originals, but yeah, I think it's probably gonna be Jill, and then Jill and Carlos from Resident Evil 3 and Nemesis. I think that those are probably my favorite. Yeah, I mean, like back when I unlocked it, I didn't even like know like you know like who Hunk was. I just one day when I had a really good game, all of a sudden it was just unlocked, and it's just like a crazy like battle mode, kind of like the one that extreme battle mode or something like that it was called. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I think probably the only thing I really liked about the remake of Resident Evil 2 was the like I saw a video with the mod, like a first person view of his escape in the remake, and that one was pretty nice. It was really fast paced and everything. It looks really nice and really excited. Still haven't played the remakes though. I mean, I might just one day, but I really don't have too much time these days. So I think I'm gonna split this panel up right here and just start into that part about the monsters, and definitely before they leave Marlene, I do want to touch back on Christina missing a little bit more because I felt like I kind of just glossed that over real quick. And like something like, West Hall is filled with monsters, much different than the zombies you're used to. And the zombies outside, something along those lines. It's filled with cans of monster energy. Just a little stick figure, right? And then the ones outside, and what can I do? I mean, I feel like kind of this big panel is kind of just like the panel that should end and go to the next page. Let me think about this for a little bit. Yeah, let me extend that beret giving moment a little bit more. That way I can just use this last, West Hall's filled with monsters as the ending panel leading on to the next page. And probably just have Leona say something like kind of dumb and naive, kind of like, "No, you're gonna make it. You're not gonna die," something like that. I think that's probably gonna work, and just have a kind of a close-up shot of Marlene's gunshot wound. Kind of saying that she's not gonna make it, kind of type of thing. Something like, "No, you're gonna make it," and I kind of drew Marlene right there, but I think probably just her holding her stomach, or just maybe coughing a little bit. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, coughing I think is probably just going to be the best thing. She's coughing up blood already. She got the shot in the stomach, so she's just not going to make it. Same with like Marvin from the original, that he doesn't make it either. They're going to eventually come back and find her a zombie. Just because I was thinking just to have a kind of like a Walking Dead thing where anybody who dies becomes a zombie. So I think that would probably be the best thing. So yeah, she's coughing right now, and like you said, showing that she's not gonna make it. And I kind of don't want to be like, oh, have her promise Marlene, but I think it could probably have to be that way, that she promises Marlene that she'll avenge her basically in the police department, and stop Police Chief Ironwood or something like that. I think that's probably going to be the best thing, and then just use the last panel or so to lead on to the special infected zombies in the West Hall. Kind of like the way Marvin was in the remake, where he's like, kind of more stern with Leon, that he just needs to go and leave him there, something like that. something along those lines. She's like, "Oh, forget about me, rookie. Just I don't know. I kind of seems weird. Like, it just kill cheap ironwood was the original thing I kind of thought of, but I don't know. I'll probably just stick with that in the meantime, and then when I actually do the letter and see if anything else comes to mind." I'll just write "worry about yourself" in the meantime. Worry about yourself and about irons. And this next panel should be Leona's reaction to that information. Let me think. No, something along the lines like she just clenches her teeth and just, goes along with the orders. Even though, she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to believe that Marlene's gonna die or something like that. I don't know, something like that. And I think I'm running out of space here for this final page, not final page, but final panel to include detailed amount of information on the next infected. I think I might just do like a small panel at the end that just kind of leads up into that. Just be like, the West Hall something just filled with monsters or something like that. Be careful. Sure, no worries, no worries. I'm still here. So something about along the lines, she's like, yes, ma'am, you know, to kind of snap back into police officer mode, I guess. Even though she's a rookie cop and it's her first day on the job. Something like that. Kind of the last two panels just to kind of lead into the talk about the special infected. I could probably just use Christine. Clarence is kind of something along the lines of, oh, you know, I should have believed Christine about the monsters too, or something like that. Something ending this page would be kind of like, you know, oh, you know, kind of a spooky monster here in the background that's kind of blurred out, and just kind of, oh, you know, I should have believed Christine about the monsters too. The West Hall has a bunch of strange monsters, very different from those zombies, just to kind of bring Christina into the picture and push the forward that there's going to be special infected, where they're going to be going and they're going to have to be dealing with those. Alright, so I think I got a pretty good setup for this this page. Let's go ahead and start drawing a little bit. I don't know, I mean, for special infected is just kind of the liquor. I don't know, I was thinking of maybe just having them stand on 2 feet. I think there's like a proto-liquor kind of in the... I don't remember if it was in the Outbreak series or something like that, where it's kind of like the zombie slowly becomes like a liquor that just kind of stands on 2 feet. Or I don't know if it was just concept art I remember seeing a while back, something along those lines. Just kind of like the liquors, they're also blind, something like that, with big old claws or a long tongue, something like that. And maybe they work a little bit also kind of like the smoker in Left 4 Dead, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just making these things up as I go. I really don't have anything concrete. But it would be, I think, the liquor, just so it kind of follows the way the Resident Evil 2 game worked. That was the first kind of special infected they ran into. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm going. I mean, this story I guess was originally a game maker game I was gonna make, but that didn't go through. And for the past couple of years, I've been kind of like, you know, I kind of want to do comics again, but I haven't really set along any time to do anything. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just try and do that Resident Evil thing I wanted to do a while back. And right now I've been trying to stick to it. Past couple of months I have been doing some weekly progress logs and whatnot. But now, you know, I think, you know, it's just set up a little bit of time. I can just stream for an hour every day and just progress a little bit on there, and that's been working a little bit better. I do want to do other stories I had before and other projects that just kind of got left behind just because lost motivation and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good little practice story just because I kind of have a rough idea of how the plot line is going to go, and I can just change it as to where I go. I don't know. I think, you know, all the other ideas I had were just kind of like other video games. I was working on another comic before that was kind of like a Metal Gear Solid type comic with elements of like JoJo and stands and stuff like that. That was the one I think I got the furthest on, but I just kind of left it behind a couple of years back, and definitely do want to go back to that one and just kind of restart it. I think that one was probably the one I had a lot more fun with, just because I can just be more ridiculous with like the JoJo stands. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely coming back to that one after we get done with this one. Yeah, I mean, that one had a couple of chapters. They're only like 4 pages long, but yeah, I mean, so that was a couple years back. But yeah, I mean, that one, I think, just because of the two elements of the two things that are pretty ridiculous on their own, just combined, you know, they just get a little bit more crazy. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to just sort of get my bearings back with this one, since it's a pretty standard story. But pretty much everything, all the stories I have are just kind of either based on like some video game, just mixed with something else. I mean, it would just be something, yeah. Chaotic stories, yeah. I think they're always the best ones. So yeah, this is just kind of like a test, I guess. It's been going pretty good. You know, I've been managed to keep consistency, and been drawing and streaming regularly now. I did have some hiccups before with trying to get away from actually drawing and just kind of doing a visual novel, but it just wasn't flowing, you know. At the end of the day, I just kind of wanted to draw comics again, and you know, that's kind of the thing. Like you mentioned, it's more fun to storyboard than anything else, so that's the part I was kind of missing. Alrighty, so that Leona is pretty much done. Let's go ahead and just erase some of the details that need to be erased and just give her an outline just to make her pop up a little bit more. The MSP stands for Microsoft Paint, just because the brush I use is a very Microsoft Paint brush. Something like that. I used to just do like random doodles before I started drawing comics again. So yeah, so just Microsoft Paint. It's actually a square brush that I'm drawing. I really like this brush just because I don't know, it just feels a lot better to use than a round brush. I think it works good because I'm I'm very rough with drawing, so yeah. So it works good, especially when it gets bigger. You know, when I do the brush into just big old square things. I don't know. I just feel it just complements the rough style I have. Glad you like the art style, by the way. Alrighty, so we got that first panel done. I think I'm gonna call it a night for right now because I got some other things I need to do. We got this page 23 done. So yeah, that's a good start to this week, and we're gonna get probably this page done for the most part. But tomorrow when I stream, I'll be back on tomorrow. Honestly, when I have time, sometime in the afternoon. It is probably going to be around, like, I don't know, just like around like 2 to 3 at Pacific time, maybe a little bit later around this time. It just depends on how much time I can spare and stream. Yep, definitely, man. I'll see you tomorrow. You stay safe out there, all right? Bye-bye. Happy Monday night.